Happy New Year, everyone. I hope you had a good Christmas, and I sure know I did. I recently got a brand new drone, but that's not what I'm talking about today. Today, I'm going to be talking about a brand new series that's coming to my channel today, basically. I'm talking about in the video right now. It is called Forlorn Classics. In this series, we're going to be taking a look at some forgotten things, games, or whatever. Things that eventually or are forlorn. And I'm going to be talking about them. I'm going to be talking about what makes them so great. And hey, I'll probably talk about some bad stuff, really. But still, it's a classic bad. So good it's bad. Yeah. But anyways, in this first entry in this series, I'm going to be talking about the Asphalt series. It's like forgotten cousin or something. It is called GT Racing 2. A classic game that I used to play a lot when I was younger. And many other people did. But unfortunately, it just vanished. Not on the App Store, but still in general. As the game did stop updating in 2016 per se, but let's still look back at this classic game. A forlorn classic. GT Racing 2 is the second game in the GT Racing series. Yeah, there is a first game in this franchise per se, but I'm not going to be talking about that because in this series I'm going to be talking about the things I've only watched and played, the games and stuff. So yeah, I'm not going to be talking about the first one, unfortunately, because I didn't get to play it. But I will be talking about this one. GT Racing 2 is a game that was developed by, of course, Gameloft, the same people who were responsible for the Asphalt series. And it's released on November 13th, 2013. And it was pretty much released on many other platforms such as iOS, Android, and including the BlackBerry 10 and on Windows for April 22nd, 2014. But it was also released on the Black Nut Cloud Gaming sometime around 2020, but the game eventually did stop updating. Now, the game itself has around 5 different game modes. These include the standard race mode, where you just race against other opponents regularly, knockout mode, which is just an elimination, not like Asphalt where you take down other vehicles, not that insane, but still, it's basically elimination where if you're in last place and the timer runs out, you are eliminated. But if you were in first place the whole time, you will win. And then there's the qualification mode. Qualification is where you race against the clock, and if the timer runs out, you lose. But if you beat the clock at least just at the right time, you will win, or at least come in second or third. But still better than fourth or fifth though. I mean, that really has to suck. Now we have overtake mode. Overtake is just the mode where you overtake other vehicles and just how much you can overtake. If it's so, you win. Yeah, this is kind of boring to me. You just overtake other vehicles, that's it. And also you get the online multiplayer where you race against other players that also play this game. Now, to me, this is probably the most fun part of this because I think I remember there was some kind of drama going on around this community and stuff like that about this game. I can't exactly remember it per se, but still, it was so fun though, just seeing all these other people argue, I suppose. Just that's how I remember it. I just can't do that. And now let's get on to the tracks. Now, in this game, there are several different tracks. There are around 12 locations in this game. These include the Grand Canyon Dam, Waienbridge, Tokyo, Lugana Sega, Hemenstreck, Azora Coast / Code de Azora, Mount Rainier, Top Speed Oval, Barcelona, Lake Camo, Sunshine Ruins, and Montreal. Personally, my favorite is the Sunrise Ruins. Sorry for that. It's Sunrise Ruins. Sunrise Ruins is my favorite because I just like the look of the sun setting when it comes to racing. I don't know. It just feels like some sort of finality or something. I really like it. But the other tracks I like are also Top Speed Oval because it's just really fast paced and I love the overall speed you can gain while racing around that track. And there are also different championships that you can gain throughout the game, basically meaning that you start with the lower tier cars and then eventually build yourself up to even more faster and more powerful cars. So you eventually just beat the championship mode and beat the game essentially. Well, unless you own the DLC and other stuff. The next thing I want to talk about is the OST, the soundtrack. This game has some really good tunes and it really fits the theme of this game. You're a professional race car driver, but it's more techno like a shouting music. I don't know what it really sounds like, or say maybe trap? Not really. Dubstep, of course, but I mean, dubstep is honestly pretty grown on me, to be honest with you. I mean, it's not as good as rock, per se. That's what I'm into, but I still like the medium a bit. Some of the songs are really good. I really recommend you check that out, the soundtrack. You can search it up on Google if you want, but maybe I'll put the link in the description. But one downside of this game I want to talk about is the lack of car customization, because while you can upgrade your vehicles and make them become even better than ever before, you can't really customize them with decals or really paint per se. You can only use the default colors you're given, which kind of gets boring after a while, because I really want my race car to become my own, a style of my accomplishments and what my racing skills represent. You can't really do that in this game because the car customization, the coloring is just so bland. But that's now my coverage on GT Racing 2, the real car experience. Honestly, this game is very nostalgic to me, and while it does have some flaws with it, while the graphics don't really hold up the best and the car customization can be bland and some of the game modes can be pretty boring at times, I still really like this game, and it sucks that it's never been updated to its full potential. This game hasn't been updated since 2016, which, I mean, I don't know. The future for this game seems very bleak, and it could be possibly removed from the App Store someday because, believe it or not all mobile games last forever. I mean, at least with physical games, you can have them forever physically and always play them for the rest of time. But for mobile games and ones that require an online server and just play online, yeah, you run the risk of someday being, well, gone forever. And this is the case with this game, it seems like. But, yeah. And that's my coverage on GT Racing 2. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and make sure to stay tuned for even more things that will no longer be Forlorn.